Happy Alley, where the rain goes dripping off the drain, and the waft of the street sure smells sweet, with the wind coming right behind the train. Happy Alley every night, my honey Tran and I, where we sure feel spry, wet or dry, watching pigeons. Hey, yippee yippee seems to say you're doing sweet. Happy Alley, Happy Alley. Someone's fucking throwing beer tops at me already, are they?
Well, we thought we'd give you the British beer hall experience of someone throwing something at you.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
I felt right at home, mate. Cheers for that.
Thank you. For the second week in a row, we've had an international possible superstar do our theme song. Last week it was Bjorn Helberstimmer. And I don't even know who you are. You just came through the door, and I called the consulate, and the only one that answered was.
You cracked me up.
So who
He doesn't even know who I am.
Who are you?
Is that your American dry humor? Is it? Hey.
No, I purposely don't.
Oh yeah.
I try to stay away. I don't watch Entertainment Tonight. I don't. Whenever I go through the grocery store checkout lines, I look only at the cashier. I don't look at those magazines. I like to be surprised on the show.
I'm only the most successful music producer in the last 30 years.
Really? Where? In the world or somewhere else?
Absolutely, mate. Probably the whole planet. Who knows?
Now you produce your own. Do you produce other acts or just yourself?
What are you talking about, mate? Anything that you've had in the supermarket checkout line, I've produced.
So basically elevator music or Taylor Swift.
That's right. Taylor Swift, the elevators, 13th floor elevators, Taylor Swift.
What is your name? I want to know your names. Mate.
You know who I am. I'm Gary Sucralose.
We could possibly be related.
There's that, mate. How are we related?
Do you live here? Where do you live?
Of course I live here. I live in London. I live everywhere. Milan. Live wherever I've got houses, mate.
Where is Milan?
Milan?
Yeah. Where is that?
Oh, it's the top of Italy, mate.
Oh, okay.
It's grey.
And that's your second beer since you've been here tonight. Is that your second or third? Oh no, I'm just showing people that we have that kind of an open show where people are allowed to have not only bottles of beer but actually open and you can drink it. And by the way, FCC, he's driving home.
Look, mate, it's not my fault that you put these fucking
and he's gonna wear those sunglasses. It's
in the middle. Don't interrupt me.
It's gonna be 10:30 at night. He's gonna be driving home with these rose-colored
sunglasses. It's not my fault. You put this fucking show right in the middle of my weekly meeting. Okay?
What meeting?
The fuck kind of meeting do you think?
AA.
Ding ding. We've got a winner chicken dinner here.
Oh, I didn't think it would be that obvious. I thought he was going to, well, okay. Now, is that your hair, or is that a chapeau?
I don't speak French, mate, but I do speak douche, which is what you are.
Okay, is that your hair, or not? How about that?
What are you referring to, mate?
Gee, well, you're fully dressed. You're mostly clean-shaven. So, is that your fucking hair? This is the last chance you got on this little fucking question.
Mate.
Is that your hair or not?
I'm walking off.
You got any game show music we can play? Little
I'm
Jeopardy
fucking
music?
walking off.
Is that...
Harold, I distinctly put my contract. No one was fucking allowed to touch me, and I'm fucking walking off. I'm fucking walking off, and I'm not going to sit here any longer being touched by any ninny-dinny.
I would not have touched it had I. That's why I asked if it was your hair or not. If I had gotten an answer, I possibly would not have touched it.
You don't fucking touch me again,
All
okay?
right, so,
I'll do your little show.
Is that your hair?
You know, the only reason I'm doing this show is because some Norwegian just sold me this.
Right, last
flea
week's
bag
guest,
show.
Bjorn Halberstammer, actually halfway through the show, he bought it, and he disclosed that on his closing theme song performance. And now you bought the show. You are now the owner of the show.
That's right, mate.
What's your name? Gary Sucralose? Was it Gary or Garris?
Gary Sucralose.
Gary
to you,
Sucralose.
mate. We're not friends.
No, but we're
You can't call me Garrett.
No, but we're relatives somehow. Yes, we came on. He was on the Nina, and my relatives were on the Pinta. So yes. Was that above your head? That little ancient historical reference?
No, mate. I told you I've got a flat in Milan. Of course, it's not over my head. I know what Italian sounds like.
Those glasses, is that a philosophical statement that you're making, or is
This
it
is
or
the
is it
most
fashion?
boring interview I've ever given. Not once have you asked me about any of my fucking musical acts. I'm the most successful producer in the last 30 years.
Well, no, we
See
talked
this
about.
ring? Do you see this ring? This ring can power the United States energy for the next 50 years.
See, this is in lieu of having a.
This is thorium, mate.
This
You
is-
don't understand what thorium is.
This is in lieu of having a stage manager,
I've got a
so I
fucking-
have to look at what time it is.
What is this? What's that for? Do you change the fan with that?
Once
Is that a fan remote?
once again, I've explained something, and I have to explain it again. We did the hair hat thing 4 times. I'll do this. I'm only going to do this twice. See what I got here? In lieu of a stage manager, because this is our third experimental stage rehearsal of Happy Alley. In lieu of a stage manager, this is what I have to do in the case of an interview that is going quickly spiraling in circles down the.
It's on a
You know that is the sound. The toilet sound at the very end.
I'll tell you what, mate. Let me into this microphone. Put it on me. You're a bloody terrible interviewer because you talk over your fucking guests the entire time.
Because when I ask a question, I have to repeat it 4 times. Now you saw what kind of a music and sound professional he is.
I need someone to open this beer for me.
He actually has a lapel microphone on, but he doesn't understand that that's all he needs. But he had to grab my microphone to actually think that he had to say something that
You
could
don't
be
think
heard.
I understand how microphones work, mate? It's full of belittling technique.
And once again, he said I did not ask him about his music, but we covered that right off the bat. Let's see, grocery store checkout line, elevator music, and Taylor
Someone's
Swift.
got to help me open this beer.
So let's get our Happy Alley temptress to come over here. Come on over, Eileen. Let's show everybody that leopard skin skirt you got on. Get your ass over here and open his goddamn beer while we try to pry some information out of him.
Have you got a bottle opener?
Okay, now what would you like me to ask you? How about we do that?
Mate, you should have looked at the questions beforehand.
No, we don't do that. We don't do that. Now, you did not provide me with any, so, I mean, that is sometimes what happens when an anal person goes on a talk show and can really only answer questions that they provide questions to.
Look, mate. Well, ask me anything you want.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Anything?
Anything you want.
Is the choice to not wear socks, is that kind of a fashion thing, or
it's called fashion, all right?
That is fashion. Okay.
I told you I've got a home in Milan, which is the fashion capital of the world.
Get over there quickly, Ali, and we're gonna go to your song quickly. So get the hell over there, because this is going. Are you? I noticed. Are you related to Cary Grant? Because there's a similarity in your right there. You see, doesn't that sound a little like him? Go ahead, talk.
You think I'm as charming as Kerry, do you? That's what the lady.
Well, sans about I don't know, 80 IQ points, because he was a very intelligent man.
What are you trying to say, mate?
Once again, something has to be explained to Gary Sucralose, his curious name. Well, that's about all the time we have, but we do want you back to do a closing rendition of the theme song, which we kind of thematically on the show, we like to have you do a different version of it. The same song, but in a different style or whatever you want to do, but it's got to be different. It can't be the same as what you did. And I think if we get about 3 more of those elephant beers in you, that won't be a problem.
Carlsberg, mate. Hey, listen.
So now, start tinkling. We're going, thank you.
Let me have the last word here.
Yeah, Mark, our director, is ready. You ready, Mark, with that finger? He's ready. One last word from Gary Sucralose, and hopefully this will be semi-coherent and won't have to be explained by him after he says it 3 times. And cue Gary Sucralose. There he is. Beautiful shot. Beautiful shot. You're great, Joanna.
Look.
That's Joanna on camera number 2. Thank you, Joanna. You know, Joanna is just here from Philadelphia, and my father lives in Philadelphia. I haven't seen him in 9 years, but she has promised that when she sees my father, she's going to tell him I said hello. And the only thing she knows is that he kind of looks like me, but he's about 40 years older, and he's got no hair. Okay, now thank you for that great shot, and now we are going to go with a closing statement from Gary Sucralose. Cue Gary. Oh, beautiful.
The next show, you'll see, this bloke won't be on it. We're going to bring Taylor Swift on, and we're going to turn this thing up. We're going to get turned up, as the kids say, and this thing is going to be completely turned around. So tune in next week, and this will actually be a grand show.
Well,
all right, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
This will be off air. Nothing will be the same. We'll have Usher. We'll have Ludacris. We'll have everybody.
All right. Thank you, and
Yes.
between now and the closing theme song, go shake it off! Do you like that Taylor Swift reference, Gare? How's that for a plug for your star, whatever the hell you do? All right, you ready, Mark? And now we go to our Happy Alley temptress herself with a little ditty about a tinier temptress. And hit it, Eileen. That was fantastic. Thank you, Eileen.
Thank you.
For having the courage to put that lovely little perfectly formed female creature in the same camera shot as you. We now have a Happy Alley news update. Alex Malarkey, who was the young boy who claimed that he visited angels and heaven after his bad car accident, that he regaled in his extremely popular book and movie that came out last year, The Boy Who Came Back from Heaven. He recently claimed that the story was made up. And the publishing company, after I believe it's been 8 years, is taking the bold stance of taking the book out of print. So I would personally like to thank you for fessing up, Alex Malarkey! Not only was this a Happy Alley news brief, but it was also our Happy Alley word of the day. You could actually go on dictionary.com and look up malarkey. It's in the dictionary. And now we will use our word of the day in a sentence. So here we go. Little music. Not the special music.
Oh.
No,
Oh, that kind of music.
yeah.
Oh, all right.
And now we will use our word of the day in a sentence. Alex Malarkey! Malarkey! Oh, Malarkey! Oh, Malarkey! 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 Friggin' malarkey! And stay tuned next week, where our Happy Alley word of the day will be sap. And that actually has 2 definitions. And we would like you to send in, between now and next week, your own sentences with the word sap in it. And here is a little sentence to an example to get you going. Thank you, Alex Malarkey, for taking all that money from all those saps. Oh, music, louder, louder. So there you go, kiddies. That was our Happy Alley Combinative News Brief and Word of the Day. And now, something very special.
I need to take a piss before. Is it too late to take a piss? Oh shit. Hold on. Admiring admirable. This thing fucking ain't. Admiring admirable shitbags as the brain turns inward and wanders on toward the holy hollow of the damage done. I got a big fucking heart and it looks like a piece of beef. It's like a flank steak or like one of those little the side pieces of the beef tenderloin. That, like, you know what I mean? They're tough, they're chewy, but they're tender when you get to them. You have to marinate them for a really long time. I think it's a flank steak. All right. Yeah, I got a big heart and it looks like a piece of beef, Charlie. Ain't that a sad story? But seriously, though, I'm suffering here tonight. I'm suffering very muchly. I walk down the street, most people, they seem like they're just looking at their feet. They sleep all the goddamn time. They're walking around and nobody else looks at you. Nobody has any compassion, and it really breaks my heart, I feel like I'm the only one who's contemplated suicide in the last 48 hours. What, am I the only one who likes corned beef right now? 'Cause I feel like nobody else wants it. Yeah, how about those Dallas Cowboys? Tight fucking cheeks, you know what I mean? Tight fucking cheeks. You could bounce a quarter off those asses. I know all you boys know what I'm talking about out there, all you sports fans. They look good, They run really hard. They work hard for the dollar, though. What can you do, All right, now I'm going to do an impersonation of my father. Circa 1981. Or no. What is he? Probably like 71. 70. Like fall 70. Early winter 71. Wait, let me put this on here because I gotta do some body movements. Did you take your brother downtown to the pork show again? God damn it, boy! You better straighten up and fly right. I'm gonna smack your spooky little high heel wearing ass into the middle of next week. I swear to God, you take him downstairs right now and you get out that milk-flavored body soap and wash that greasy little homo up before your mother finds out. And he puts it back on because he usually is missing a button on his pants, so he always put it back on after he made that gesture. And then he always said, yeah, and if your mother asks you, tell her I'll be in the garage fucking the push-up pops. So he was always fucking push-up pops. And I don't really like being up here so much. I'm not really a very social person, is the thing of the matter. But I guess what made me decide to do it is that my proctologist told me it's good to get up here and interact with people, whether it be, and normally I like to do it in a live venue. There's nobody here. I kind of feed off of other people's energies. I'm sort of an energy vampire, if you will. Is this thing on? Because I don't hear anything. I'm used to live venues is what I'm saying, but my proctologist tells me to come up here and do this because it's good to influence people and sort of interact with common sorts of people. I believe useless eaters is the word. His word, not mine. Also, my invisible friend, Emperor Jericho, told me to come up here and do this sort of thing, because it's kind of good to maybe pick up women, and so I could bring them home and have sex with them while he hides in the corner and masturbates. But, I don't know. I mean, if you were invisible, you'd probably be a pervert, too. I don't think it's his fault, All right. Now do I have time to read from my autobiography?
Yes.
Okay. This is my autobiography from a couple years ago. It's you can buy it at Barnes & Nobles for... They have Barnes & Nobles. I know you can get it on Amazon. There's a lot of them in the used bucket thing. But it's called All Dressed Up with No Place to Go. My name is Flads. I'm a therapist. If that wasn't made clear, I don't think anyone introduced me. All dressed up with no place to go. This thing's fucking driving me crazy. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with it. What the fuck? Jesus Christ, am I fucking tall or short? All dressed up, no place to go. I had found myself wet and naked in my childhood bedroom. I was wet because of the tears that I had cried, and naked because of the person I had left behind. The person I had become, he was yet to become. And so, in anticipation, I came. And now, years later, I had found myself once again alone, as I had always been. But this time, I was not only wet, but I was wetter. wet from the tears that I had running down my face, and yet wetter from the semen that was running up my leg. How do you ask that the semen was running up my leg? You simply ask from a place of honesty, a place of sincerity, utter sincerity, and I will surrender unto you my basic inner human truths, the principalities that make me a real human being. Those principalities are, in fact, not so different than the principalities that make you and your stupid fucking friends human beings. It is what I have done with these differences that have made me the man I used to be. Penis, penis, penis. Yeah, whatever, you know? Alright, I don't know. If you want me to leave, I'll leave, but I got other things I can do if you need to fill the time.
Give me 2 more minutes.
Should I do a song or read a poem?
That's completely up to you.
Okay.
2 minutes.
Give us some.
No. Someday, not unlike yesterday, to me and carry you away to another place, not unlike this sort of place, but with a different face, made of a future world. And everything will be wonderfully fantastic there, and everyone will shave their stupid fucking hair, take their pants on down, lay on the ground, then I'll be fine for a while. Someday, not unlike yesterday, will come to me and carry you away. I don't know. I don't feel like fucking doing this anymore, alright? Yeah, bullshit.
No, stay with us. We're gonna talk to you. Well, it's for your own good. We're doing a little intervention here. You might have seen 2 weeks ago we did a chlorophobic intervention with someone who was afraid of clowns. Chlorophobic. That's his fourth removed cousin from Milan. The chlorophobic was from Oklahoma, but inbred people do get around. It's someone who's afraid of clowns. Now, you are, as you said, Vlad's metherist.
It's a therapist.
Metherist, kind of like like optometrist, metherist, or metherathon.
Science.
So, yeah. Now, I didn't introduce you on purpose because, first of all, I asked you, and you said, "Don't introduce me." And I thought it was better that I just left and you came on with an aura. I wanted people see if I said your name first, then they would have gotten an impression of what someone with such a goofy name was, and then you look like you look, and then they would have expected something. So as you come on, looking like this, what is that sandwich? That's
what I say. I said it's corned beef.
It's brown.
Is corned beef not brown?
Well, it's more reddish.
Maybe it's roasted beef. I don't fucking know. It's a goddamn sandwich, all right? They told me.
Oh, you gotta come over here because I forgot. Well, you didn't. The owner of this station.
They said it was corned beef. I asked for corned beef. I don't know. Did they give me roasted beef? It looks like it's corned beef.
That is like. Did you get that at like Carniceria? Or 7-Eleven possibly, because that is almost glowing. That is like no, it's not the light. It's like a fake George Hamilton tan color. So, Mr. Metherist, let's talk. What do you do? I know I believe it was your proctologist told you to come and do this.
I'm a performer though.
Oh, so you performed before you've seen your doctor? Yeah. But why would a doctor tell you to do this if this is something you already do?
It's like a social enema, That's why you may think my proctologist may have thought that I mispronounced psychiatry.
Well, did you have a problem? I mean, you were a performer before you saw the proctologist, right?
Yes.
Yes. So why would you as a performer already, why would you need a doctor so many years into already being a performer to tell you to perform? Because obviously he was telling you to perform as some sort of you've never performed in public before.
No, and this isn't really public because there's not any people here.
No, it's electronically public though.
Normally I feel.
Do you know that our first two Happy Alley experimental stage rehearsals, we're going to Connecticut soon. We've had 142 viewers. Wow. 95 the first week, and it dipped to 52 because of people getting ready for the Super Bowl in 3 weeks.
Is this all in Connecticut though?
No, it's going to Connecticut. This is the first stage of this thing that we're doing.
Most people are watching.
So what I want to so you've never performed in public before. We already explained what this is. So
Not on like a
on a stage.
Well, on a stage, but not for
Not for others to view and listen to.
not planned and announced, not invited, I guess.
No, I invited you.
No, I'm saying this is my first time being invited.
Okay, I get it. So where have you performed before?
Just wherever, at the airport or the
But there's people at the
shopping malls.
But there's people
But
at the.
it's different if I'm invited, then I have to think about it. If I just do it spontaneously,
So
that's not a problem.
So in the other locations, you're kind of just talking to the back of people's heads.
What?
Well, they're not. They don't know you're. They don't know you're going to start to perform. They're not.
They look at me when I start talking.
Oh, and does that affect your performance in any way? How is this?
Wait.
The
Share the microphone.
Okay, you got to come. You got to come over here and be close with me, even though it's socially uncomfortable. This is how they shut Sergeant Bilko. They had like 8 people.
I was just reading about
standing
that movie
very
last night.
standing. No, I'm talking about the TV show. But anyways, that's another thing for a future show.
When is the future to you?
The future is after you finish your George Hamilton skin sandwich and drop dead and shriek. You want me to look over there?
No. Put the microphone right in between the two of
It is.
You keep getting closer to it. He gets closer to you, but then you get closer to the microphone.
Oh, I see.
Put the microphone right.
See, I get it. See the background. See the behind the scenes look you're getting at a third experimental rehearsal of Happy Alley. We're going to Stratford, Connecticut in 4 weeks.
Oh, so you're going to Stratford?
Yeah.
I see. I didn't understand this whole Connecticut thing.
Well, it's like you go to different cities before you hit the big time.
What do you do for a living? Is this what you do for a living?
I do. I'm independently
Wealthy?
comfortable.
I see.
Not necessarily wealthy.
I see. I'm sorry.
Just
I keep forgetting to use
content.
the
I
mic.
know we're not set up for this at the moment because the
very
lavalier guy sitting over there.
If I talk louder, does that help?
So basically, what I want to know is how is this different? How did this feel? How did this feel different compared to your previous performances? What
Well, the problem is, I think in my previous performances, there's a spontaneity, so you don't have time to think about it, And somebody invites you to somewhere like this, you get all fucking unnerved about everything, and you start thinking about it, and you can't sleep at night, and you're up worrying about what you're going to say to people, You want to make a good impression, but you can't always make a good impression.
Wow, he did what I did. You see, I don't know if you've ever seen Burns and Allen, but they would have one microphone, and one would talk at a time, and they would lean in, and then George would do this, and Gracie would lean in. But anyways, I was scolded for that. But anyways, what I wanted to ask you, having done this therapeutic thing that your doctor told you to do, how did it feel? How was this performance different to you than your previous performances? As what you were feeling?
If somebody can give me a cue, I can do it. So okay, it's different because
Here, why don't you hold this? I'll hold it.
the lights are different.
Do you feel your performance was as good or better?
I don't really know how to gauge it, It feels good. Like I said, that's the whole connection with the proctologist because it's like a release. It's something I get from it. And,
Very good. Speaking of doing things for a living, what do you do for a living?
I wash things.
You wash or watch?
Wash.
Wash things. Other people's things or your own? Or both?
I mean, whatever, like children.
Wow.
I had a business for a while where I would go door to door with a truck and just wash people's children's and animals, They didn't know about it is why I got in trouble, though.
Oh.
They didn't ask me to do it.
Well, who paid you? Who paid you?
Well, I take the money. I mean, I take the money. I know what I'm worth.
Right, but where do you get the money while you're bathing these?
What are you talking about?
I asked you what you did for a living. You said you washed people, particularly
guy?
babies. So I want to know the money part of the making a living thing. You see, the making a living implies making money. That's why.
I make a living. I'm breathing just fine. I eat a sandwich. I am fed. Who says I don't need? Who says I need money?
See, once again, in lieu of a stage director, I'm gonna do this. Okay, we've got 2 minutes.
Do you want me to do anything?
Yeah, well, having done this right now, do you see any need to go back to your proctologist, or do you feel you're?
I'll go to my proctologist. Trust me, I'm going to go to him tomorrow.
You're going to go to him tomorrow.
It's nothing to do with it. I mean, this is his advice to me. It's nothing to do with my relationship with him. I will still continue to build my relationship with my proctologist, hell or high water.
Now, will you continue to perform in locations?
With those fingers, I swear to God. He's got magic hands. You ever been to a proctologist?
I've been to a urologist, and he does this. He does the same thing. I do have loose pants because.
Why is that?
It's a statement against hipsters, basically.
You could use a little bit of a. You ever do just squeeze, kind of stand there and just squeeze your cheeks?
Is that like twerking? Is that what
no,
twerking is?
It's more of like refined twerking. It's what. It's like
I don't do that. No, I mean you're. How many days a week do you go to the proctologist?
It depends on the week, you know.
Because what you just asked me is kind of like, oh, this guy does this a lot.
4 or 5 times a week, 3 times a week, 2 times a week. It depends what I'm doing the rest of my week.
I mean, I've barely heard of twerking, and he just mentioned refined twerking, which is, I bet Miley Cyrus doesn't even know what that is.
It's what you do when you don't. It's for exercise purpose. It's not for showing off.
Do you twerk while he's examining you?
I mean, what am I under the fucking investigation here?
Well, look at that light. You see, you know where we got these lights from?
And that's
Albert Speer III gave us these lights.
He was a scientist too, wasn't he?
He was a form of a scientist. Yes, he claimed to be a scientist.
Was he a mass murderer?
Kind of a.
I'm thinking of Albert Fish. I'm sorry. He's not as fun as this.
Once again, I have dropped a way vague historical reference to our fairly cretinous guests.
What kind of audience do you feel like these people are that you're trying to entertain here, or sway to your vantage point, if you will?
They are people who are mesmerized in front of their computer.
Do you think people masturbate this sort of material?
That anything is possible. We just had a Barbie doll over there, and we're gonna have to wrap this up. As my stage manager tells me, we've gone over 2 minutes on the 2-minute warning I gave myself. So we're gonna go over to a song right after this, but we're gonna finish off with a final word from you, Flads, my therapist.
Hi.
And you are welcome to come back anytime, Flats.
Thank you.
Would you like to say anything?
Sure. I just want to, tell people to pay attention to each other when you're out there in the streets, Look at each other for fucking once. Stop looking at your feet when you walk down the street. Maybe look up and acknowledge each other. Make yourself, imagine yourself as another one of those people that are walking around, and make yourself projected onto yourself. Acknowledge yourself. Because it gets fucking lonely out there, goddammit. You don't fucking talk to people. They get a little bit crazy sometimes,
And especially you look at them and pay attention to them when they, like at an airport or something, are babbling incoherently at you, eating a George Hamilton skin sandwich. So now we're gonna go. This is going to be a behind-the-scenes thing we're doing right now. We're going over to Mark Selzer for a special song, and he will be backed up by our Happy Alley Temptress. Take this to her. I've got to walk around this way, as I was instructed. Go walk around here. Now I am. See, I was told this 40 minutes ago, and I remember. Here you go, Mark. Here's your microphone, ladies and gentlemen. Mark Selzer.
Can I have to stand, please? Thank you very much, Gary Sugarman. Let's hear it for our host, Gary Sugarman. I'll be as phony as I want. We're going to talk today about a really phony guy, a person that never really existed, yet, however, he was my hero growing up. He was a man that had a TV show. A whole TV show dedicated to him, and it was called Star Trek. Now, I didn't have any positive role models growing up because my dad was a shitty alcoholic, but I did have Captain Kirk, and Captain Kirk would use his mind in order to solve problems, or sometimes if that didn't work, he'd punch you in the face, or maybe hit you with his phasers or his torpedoes from his spaceship. But you know, the thing about Captain Kirk is he was kind of misogynistic, you know, because whenever there was any ladies out there in the universe and they were lonely and they needed some company, Captain Kirk was always there. So this is a song about Captain Kirk and his misogyny. He found out that Romulan girls were really sleazy. He told them it was the Vulcan girls that were easy. When in space, watch out for those gobs of flying space love goo. Because on some planets they make love by throwing their space goo. Captain Kirk was an intergalactic sex god. He traveled the universe, inserting his love rod. Captain Kirk was an intergalactic space stud. He traveled the universe, inserting his space Ferengi girls' genitals were thorny. He found out it was the Andorian girls that were the most horny. He came where no man has come before, in the three-legged ladies of the righteous four. He gave the girls of the Borg Collective a giant helping of his prime directive. Yes, Captain Kirk was an intergalactic sex god. He traveled the universe, inserting his love rod. Captain Kirk was a cosmic traveled the universe, inserting his watch out! Thank you, fans.
Stay right where you are, Mark. 'Cause
All right.
We actually have a cancellation. We had Ruth Goodman scheduled to be with us and perform her pantomime with masks, but she couldn't find a parking spot as she went for Claritin at 8:33, and it's over an hour later. She's been unable to find a parking spot coming back. So we would like Mark to do one more song. Are you ready, Mark? This is. You ready there, Mark? I think. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Mark Selzer and what's her face.
All right. I'll put it over there. Is that good?
Mark is trying to find his music. He has a small Apple-ish device. It's actually a knockoff of an Apple-ish device. It's from a communist country. It's got some multi-consonant name to it. One vowel. It's got about 10 letters. But this should be worth it, though. It's kind of a different departure. Well, that's kind of redundant, different departure. So we weren't prepared we were ready for Ruth Goodman and her pantomime with masks, but it's hard to find a parking spot around here. In fact, a lot of people actually have tents set up in parking spots. Oh, fantastic!
I'd like to read a poem
Yes,
to everybody.
a poem with Flads. Thank you, Flads.
Sure. Fuck the dinosaurs, except for the pterodactyls. I hope they come back and eat your stupid family. Your uterus is cold and distant. I am a race car. Vroom, vroom, whatever the fuck you want to fill in the blank. My heart is a lonely taco salad that some rich bitch from Minneapolis took 7 bites of and threw in the fucking dumpster behind the taco salad esplanade back by the Bed Bath & Beyond 7 years ago. And I'm still fucking bitter, but that doesn't bother me, right? Jesus fucking Christ, on a slightly salted sourdough crutch. Oh yeah, only to be later dug out, this taco salad, and butt-fucked by mutant hobos from another dimension that live off such taco salads as lonely as the one that my heart is made of. Help me help myself. That's it.
Would you like to stretch?
Yeah. Wait, what?
Are you ready, Mark?
Looks like they're going to be ready in a second.
We need you to stretch a little. Would you like to say something? How about a personal message to your proctologist right now for having put you through this?
No,
Just look right in there. Just talk to your proctologist.
I don't want to. All right, Dan. I don't. As much as we have weird times together, I don't want to. I don't want to make anything of this because I'm glad you told me to do this, but it's still. Like you're something to me. You're like nobody I've ever met. Okay, and I don't want to make this a weird thing. You know. I mean, this is fucking weird, first of all, that I'm even talking about this, but I feel something towards you that I haven't felt towards anybody, and I think that, I mean, if you can hear and you can hear me, you can't be mad at me for saying these things, you know? You're the most truthful soul I've ever met, and I don't want to make this a thing between me and you. But I don't know if doing this was the right thing, but I fucking love you, man. If you're home later when I get back, I'm gonna call you, okay? I'll text you in a second. I need to talk to you for a minute. I need your touch, man. I need your fucking touch, you know? I'm sorry. It's fucking sad and weird sometimes.
Hey, that took a lot of courage. Thank you, Flads. So, and that didn't cost you anything, Flads. You might not even have to go tomorrow to that shyster. Did you just see what he got out of himself there? Are you ready, Marcus?
I hope so. The music's working.
All right, we're going to give this one last try. Otherwise, we are running towards the end, and we might have to break into our next show a few minutes. Coming up after us is the Hollywood tour of dead people's parking spaces.
I've got another song too, you know.
And
if you wish.
we might run into that. So you ready, Mark?
I don't know. We'll see. Play it through your. Do you hear it through there at all?
Minutes. We're gonna wrap it up. We had a short story to tell you, but we don't have time for it after that cosmic delay that we just experienced. So I want to thank you all for tuning in to experimental stage rehearsal number 3 of Happy Alley, and until next time, may all your alleys be filled with joy. And now the owner of our show, Gary Sucralose, or some other knockoff of sweeteners.
You got me on the main camera here, do you? Right here, is it? Okay. Here they are, this is the last time you'll ever hear this stupid, insipid song. So let's sing it with gusto, shall we? We want a BPM of 120. Come on, let's start doing it! Happy Alley, and the rain starts dripping down a drain, and the smell of the street sure smells sweet when the rain comes dripping off the drain. Happy Alley, every night my holly tra-la-la, rolling surface spray, what a joy, watching pigeons I come from the sky. We know we don't have any land, but the land that we dream of is grand.